Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Millwood Basketball here on PPBC TV. Tonight's game is sponsored by SSM Health and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson here with you. The John Nobles Invitational for the Millwood Lady Falcons basketball game tonight as they take on a scorching red-hot Choctaw Yellow Jacket team that comes in at 11-0, undefeated in Class 6A, number 4 in the state. Millwood comes in with a record of 6-8 and have found themselves in the middle of a downward skid. And so tonight, Coach David Albert and the Falcons try to right the ship here at the John Nobles tournament. Bringing along my partner here, Jamin Dawson. Jamin, so what are we looking for? What are we expecting tonight? On a night where we're delayed because of two previous games ahead of us going into overtime, has us on the air a little later than we anticipated. In earlier action today, the Millwood men's basketball team was a 2-point victor over Ada, 55-53. They will face more tomorrow evening at 5:30 p.m. at the John Nobles tournament in a traditional tournament format for on the men's side. However, on the ladies' side of the bracket, it's a 16 field, and we will be playing in a round robin style play format going into the last day. So today and tomorrow will be for seeding for rankings and placings of that way. We already know that the Lady Millwood Falcons will play again tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. and they will face the Owasso Rams. And so the Falcons come in to this contest, this tournament, as a Class 3A team facing a bunch of 6A opponents. And that is the Millwood model that we've come to know, where they play up in class to get themselves ready for their class when they go to state playoffs. And in the past few years, that has boded well for them, as the men's team is the defending state champions back-to-back. So, Jamin, let's talk about it. You were here earlier today for the men's game.
Yes, sir.
What did you see? What was the crowd like, the energy level like? What did you note from that?
I mean, the energy was there. It was a close game for a majority of the game. I think the largest lead that the Falcons might have had was 7 points. But when it got down to it, it was a lot of turnovers from both sides. But the Falcons locked in on defense, minimized the fouls. They hit their free throws, contrary to the last couple games, and they got the victory. So it was a great game for them. And that was a great Ada team that they're going to play again later this season.
All right. So Coach has them playing real well. As we noted on last Tuesday, he is a defensively minded coach. And when we talked to Zon Williams as the player of the game, as the victory over Cassidy on earlier this week, one of the keys that he mentioned was that when you lock in on defense, the offense comes. And so if you can limit the opportunities for your opponent to score, there are good chances that you can go convert on your end and become the victor. So tonight, players to watch for the Millwood Lady Falcons. As we know, Nate Atchison and Brandy Harrod were out on Tuesday. As we look to the floor today, I see that Brandy Harrod is back in action, and she will be heavily called upon and needed tonight as this Millwood Falcons team faces one of the perennial 6A girls teams here in the state of Oklahoma, and on the western side of the state. She's a player to watch. Multiple Division I offers. As talking to Coach David Albert before this contest, it seems as though every practice session there's someone there mentioning the name of Brandy Harrod, and she's got to carry the weight for this team. And sometimes as a junior, she may not always get it right.
Right.
When we look at it, she's a child growing up here, a teenager, and going through all those things there. We see that same thing with the Bayou Barbie. You know, sometimes pressure put upon them to carry their team, and they may not be up to that. But I think tonight, coming back off of after being out earlier this week, we look for her to come in and get involved and see how she can make this team better. We saw on Tuesday night that some of the other players who were role players had to step into different roles and called on different ways, and so we fell a little short in that regard last week. Senior leadership out of Rihanna Hill is going to be called on, as not sure as to Nate Atchison's availability here tonight here at the John Nobles tournament. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson here with you. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Sunbeam Family Services, Millwood Enrichment Foundation, First Security Bank, A+ Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison's Heritage Funeral Home, David Threet's Haircut Cafe and Cosmetology School, Wings Supreme, Larissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love's Student of the Month, Super Prep and Perry Publishing Broadcasting are bringing tonight's contest here with you from the John Nobles tournament here on the Douglas H. Frederick Sports Complex on the campus of Moore High School. Additional players to watch brought to you by Super Prep, as Super Prep is the premier sports outlet featuring the very best in high school and college student athletes in the city, state, and nation. Super Prep can be found on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and social media on Super Prep OK. So we talked a little bit about the players to watch for the Falcons coming in here for the Yellow Jackets. Caitlin Davis is a senior, and Bree Curry, also a senior, are players who have a great amount of experience here for Coach Maloney. They understand the system. They've been in it the longest under his tutelage here at the high school level, and we can certainly look for them to spark their team as the Choctaw Jackets come out as an undefeated team. So we'll get right into the keys to the game tonight for victory for the Falcons, brought to you by Narissa Berry Insurance Agency, and we'd like to help you get your best insurance coverage with the right price for your home, automobile, and life insurance policy that'll help you protect what's most important to you. Learn more by calling 405-547-0595. So, Jamie, give me keys to the game as you see them for the Lady Falcons to turn the tide here on this downward skid that they've been in.
I mean, after four or five losses in a row, correct me if I'm wrong, but, I mean, you're playing for pride. It's effort. You want to see relentless effort. You're going into a big tournament where you're playing larger classes. So, I mean, it's bigger competition. So you want to see what you're truly made out of. And like you mentioned before previously, the Millwood model, I mean, it's paid dividends. So, I mean, now it's time to just put it all out there on the court.
Right. So we're second half here of the season, going into this portion of district play, seedings and all that, getting ready for playoffs. Keys to the game, again, brought to you by Narissa Berry Insurance. Keys to the game for me are stop the skid. As you mentioned, they're on a 5-game losing streak coming in tonight at 6-8. They've seen more losses here in the past few weeks than they've had all season long. Now they want to tonight come out and build for the future. You may not get a victory tonight, but you want to limit the turnovers and then finish and position yourself to be able to have an opportunity to win the game, and that'll put yourself looking like you want to see yourself in the mirror going forward. Keys to the game brought to you by Narissa Berry Insurance. We're getting ready for the starting lineups here as tonight's officials are Kerry Sanders, Rick Dupree, and Blaine Owens. They're certified by the Oklahoma Secondary Activities Association, and we'd like to thank them for their support and their participation here in tonight's contest as officials make sports official. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson here as we prepare ourselves for the starting lineups. We'll bring them to you as we hear them. Number 2 for the Falcons, Rihanna Hill. Number 4, Raquel Hunt. Number 5, number 13, Alyssa Isaac. Number 20, Mylan Dixon. And number 24, Reagan Curry are the starting 5 for Coach David Albert and the Millwood Lady Falcons. As we look now for the Choctaw Yellow Jackets, Coach Ryan Maloney, as his starters are being introduced. Number 1, Addison Creer. Number 3, Caitlin Davis. Number 13, Aaliyah Duvall. Number 20, who's not on our program, and number 22, Merle Hawk, starting 5 for the Lady Jackets. We're just about set to go here on a delayed night here on the first night opening round of the John Nobles Invitational Tournament. Like to thank our sponsors, our title sponsor, SSM Health. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, a player needs the services of a sports medicine specialist, and those specialists at SSM Health Hospitals have a great team to get a player back into the game. Love's Country Stores and Travel Stops is the founding partner of Millwood Falcons broadcast and continues to make our community a great one to live in. Thank you, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores, for your support. One thing I'd like to mention about the support of Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores, they are the same sponsors for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Same sponsor in Oklahoma's new softball stadium, too, Love's Field.
There you go. And at the tip is controlled by the Jackets, number 1, Addison Creer, for the first 2 points of the game. Brings the ball into the front court, number 4, Hunt. And there's a turnover by the Falcons. Aaliyah Duvall takes it coast to coast there, and there's another turnover back to the Falcons as the Falcons look to push the ball in the person of number 24, and you know her as Reagan Carey. Shot up and good. First 2 points of the game for the Falcons. Up and good now, first 2. And the score is all tied here at John Noble's tournament. 7:19 to go in the first quarter of play as the Choctaw Jackets looks to push the ball into the front court under the goal, and there's a turnover on the play. Ball goes to the Lady Falcons. Full court pressure, full court man-to-man pressure being employed by the Jackets, and the Falcons break it up easily. Nearly a turnover, and the ball is taken away and gone the other way by the Jackets. Number 22 for the Jackets, Merle Hawk, for her first 2 points, and the score is now 4-2 favor of the Jackets, who are now in full court pressure, and the Falcons are going to be able to take care of the ball a little better as they get into the front court. Mylan Dixon goes to the rim, and that shot's no good, and there's the first foul of the game called, and that goes against number 20 for the Falcons.
Addison Crayer has been pretty active here. I mean, she got that steal at mid-court, so they get that quick bucket. She comes back down, gets the rebound.
Yeah, 10 toes down for the Lady Jackets, as this program traditionally is one that participates and goes deep into the playoffs and sometimes into the state championship, as they've had that success. Turnover here is a travel called by referee Rick Dupree, and that ball goes to the Lady Falcons. Again, man-to-man pressure, bring the ball across the timeline into the front court. Number 2, Rihanna Hill, the senior, on the floor. Reagan Carey looks to move to the wing, finds Hunt deep in the corner, wheels and deals back out to the top. Alyssa Isaac called for the shuffle of her feet there, another travel, third turnover of the first quarter. 6 minutes and 12 seconds here at the John Nobles Invitational Tournament here in Moore, Oklahoma, where the Falcons are trailing 4-2 early on here, as we've been delayed due to the earlier games going into overtime, and so this 7 o'clock start was pushed back. A bunny shot, no good. Rebound off to the Lady Falcons, who look to push to the front court. Hunt pass is deflected and turned over, and another foul called on the play, this time against Raquel Hunt, number 4, her first personal, second team foul of the first quarter for the Lady Falcons. 5:51 remaining here. Thank you for joining us on this live streaming broadcast on PPBC TV. Glad you're with us here on a warmer Thursday with more weather coming in tomorrow and tonight, as temperatures are going to dip into the lower single digits.
Not looking forward to that.
Not looking forward to that. We just got thawed out, and we're back into it. A little bunny shot no good by the Jackets. Follow-up no good, and a rebound off to number 24, Reagan Carey, who looks to push the ball into the middle. Mylan Dixon is there for the backside 2 points, and the score is all tied up at 4-4 here with 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the opening quarter of play. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, we're going to call him JD tonight. JD and Didi, and that might have been a travel there as number 13 makes her word to the bucket. Aaliyah Duval for her first 2 points. 6-4 the score now in favor of the Yellow Jackets as the Falcons look to push all the way to the rim. The senior, Rihanna Hill, takes the ball all the way to the rim for 2, ties the ball game back up at 6 points each. Into the front court now. Jackets moving the ball. There's pressure, and travel is the call after a bump there near the top of the key, close to a foul maybe on Dixon. There's a timeout taken on the floor. We'll take it with them. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Basketball, sponsored by SSM Health, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be back after a quick break. And we're back here inside the John Nobles Tournament. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson with you on this live stream, PPBC TV. We'd like to thank you for joining in as the Falcons in the front court. Ball last tip. The Falcons will retain possession on a near turnover as out of the timeout, the Yellow Jackets go to a full court 1-2-2 press. And see how the Falcons fare with that.
Trying to dictate that pace early.
And I don't necessarily know if it's for tempo at this point because the tendencies of the Falcons to turn the ball over, and there's another turnover by the Falcons, and the Jackets give it right back to them for their second turnover.
And there's another turnover.
And there's the sixth turnover of the quarter.
And that was an accidental turnover by Rihanna Hill.
Number 20, the bucket scores the bucket for the Falcons, or correction, for the Jackets. And the score now is 8-6 as the Falcons take the ball to the rim. Hunt's bucket doesn't fall as she was inside of the 4-foot mark. And the Jackets look to dip the ball in, and it's taken away again on another turnover. And so turnovers abound as Raquel Hunt goes into the lane, and the ball is tipped away by the Yellow Jackets as the Falcons will retain possession under their own goal. 3 minutes, 46 seconds remaining. And if I'm Coach Albert, I'm encouraged at the fact that our eyes are not too big here playing this number 1 team, number 4 team in the state in Class 4A, number 1 in their district, as there's a travel on the play call against Reagan Carey, and that'll be the 7th turnover of the quarter here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Man-to-man pressure for the Falcons as the Jackets look to go to exploit the back door, and they're able to do that. Caitlin Davis for 2 points takes the score now to 10-6 in favor of the Falcons, and another turnover. Travel is the call against Raquel Hunt.
Raquel Hunt, I mean, they're fighting to get past half court. I mean, just lose their dribble.
And so back when I played basketball, and it was a long time ago, we beat the pressure by passing the ball, and that's a lost art anymore. Jackets into the front court, moving the ball, reversing it to the wing. Man-to-man defense deployed by the Falcons, and it temporarily holds them out as number 5 for the Jackets takes a long three. That shot's no good. Rebound battled for and controlled by the Jackets. Looks again outside for a 3, and number 3 for the 3, no good. And a rebound is fought for and controlled by the Falcons, who are now looking to push the ball into the front court. Carry up the sideline, might have got bumped there. The Euro and the bucket.
Coast to coast.
A nice looking Euro step. Put 2 more points on the board for the Falcons, who now trail 8-10 with 2 minutes and 31 seconds as the Choctaw Jackets looked for an open 3 from the wing. No good. Rebound Jackets. Shot follow, no good. Another follow, and that follow goes in. So rebounding abounds for the Jackets now, who pushed their lead to 12-8 here in the early going and the late portion of the first quarter on a blocked shot by the Jackets, and they're off and running again into the front court. Moving the ball side to side. Number 3 in control, Davis. Davis on the wing, looks in, dips into Duval. Duval takes a fadeaway shot, no good. Rebound to Rihanna Hill, and the Falcons are pushing. Cross-court pass to Carey, and Carey is able to knock it down there on the layup. A nice assist to cut the lead now to 10-12 in favor of the Jackets.
Yeah, great job by Reagan Carey, continuing to be aggressive, getting straight to the rack.
Foul call on the play on number 4, Raquel Hunt, her second personal foul, and that's the 3rd team foul against the Falcons. Jackets inbound the ball to the top of the key, reverse, dumped into the post, boom, on a turnaround jump shot, number 15, Pruitt, for her first 2 points of the ball game, 14-10, and another turnover by the Falcons.
And Anaya Navarro got right in that passing lane to get the Choctaw Yellow Jackets the ball back.
Shot up by the Jackets, no good. Rebounded Jackets, and the control of the pass out near the division line is Bree Curry. Curry gets the offense in motion off to number 1, Addison Creer, out for number 15.
Navarro spots up for the 3, and it's money.
And that's nothing but the bottom of the net for Pruitt. Another 3 points for the Jackets. Timeout on the floor taken by the Falcons. Coach David Albert wants to talk to her team. This timeout is brought to you by A+ Lawn Service. Let the lawn professionals at A+ Lawn Service get your yard mean and green. We'll take a quick break. Be back on the other side. You're listening to Millwood Athletics Sports, sponsored by SSM Health and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. And back out of the timeout. This timeout brought to you by A+ Lawn Service. They would like to get your home lawn or business to look green, full and healthy. Then call the professionals at A+ Lawn Service. Owner Milo Wilson and his staff will take great care of you. Just call for an appointment at 535-5139. Falcons into the front court, turnover again, and the Jackets pass the ball across court, and there's a foul.
Blocked by Carey.
Carey goes up two-handedly and blocks the shot. However, she's whistled for the foul. Her first personal, 4th team foul. Number 1, Addison Creer at the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up, and it is good. 18-10 is the score now. A substitution in the game for the Jackets, Mariah Watson, number 12. Out of the game, number 5, Bree Curry. As Dave Creer looks for her second free throw. No good. Rebounded by Pruitt. And the ball is tipped and thrown out of bounds. It'll go back to the Falcons with 32.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play here at the John Nobles Invitational Tournament. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson with you as the Falcons look to break the press and having a little difficulty doing so. Now bring the ball into the front court and ball diagonal, and there's a foul called on the play. First team foul of Anaya Navarro. Her first personal foul. First team foul for the Jackets. It'll be Falcon basketball under their own goal. Ball triggered into the front court. Carey in possession. Ball around side to side, back to Carey on the wing, looking for a cutter, cutting heel, Hunt. Back to Carey. Carey looks to take it in. Throws the ball up, no good. Rebounded off to the Jackets. Ball nearly taken away, and it is taken away. Hunt shot goes up at the buzzer, no good, and that's the end of the first quarter of play, where the Jackets lead the Falcons 18-10 here at the John Nobles Invitational Tournament. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Basketball, sponsored by SSM Health, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be back after the quick break. Welcome back to the John Nobles Invitational Tournament here. The Millwood Falcons trail the Choctaw Lady Jackets. We'll recap the quarter. This quarter recap brought to you by First Security Bank, and they're a proud sponsor of Millwood Falcons broadcast. If you're looking for a bank to help make your dreams of becoming a homeowner or business owner come true, let those folks at First Security Bank make that dream a reality. Call 424-4341. Jamin, recap the quarter for us.
Well, we had a lot of action. We had some turnovers. Millwood getting denied. I mean, Choctaw sped them up quite a bit, but they're doing better moving the ball.
Yeah, the turnover margin's 10-3 in the first quarter, where the Falcons are leading that, and that's certainly not a place you want to be, especially when you find yourself at an 8-point deficit. Back here in the second quarter of play, Falcons basketball as we trigger it, as number 24, Carey, goes to the ground, and the Falcons retain the ball. Imani Atchison battled for it. It's tipped away by the Jackets. And
active hands from Navarro. Falcons retain possession.
As Nate Atchison into the game. Looks to the corner for Hill, and Hill knocks down a big three for the Falcons to cut into this lead now at 13-18 now. That's the first three-pointer of the game for the Falcons.
Haven't seen any three-point attempts from them yet.
That's good business.
Yes, sir.
1 for 1 from three-point land. A timely three-point, I might add. Navarro at the top of the key looks to shake and bake as Brady Harrod checks into the game, and she's off and running here as Ane and Brandy are both in this quarter. A foul called on the play. Number 12, Mariah Watson, her first personal foul. First team foul of the second quarter. And it'll be Falcon basketball. Side out near the scorer's table. 6 minutes, 49 seconds on this first round action. Mike Miney, Jamin will tell the crowd that the ladies format on this side is a round robin type event. The Falcons already know who their opponent is going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. They'll play the Owasso Lady Rams. And tonight's contest is another 6A opponent in the form of the Choctaw Yellow Jackets, as the Jackets shoot a three and miss there, and they look to push the ball up to the front court. And that's the first 2 points of the second quarter for Carey, as the Falcons now find themselves on a 5-point scoring run here, now trailing 15-18. 6:12 remaining before halftime. Backdoor cut, nice play, and Brandy Harrod is there to erase any hopes of that being an easy bucket.
I mean, key substitutions there already.
Absolutely, paying dividends as she was chomping at the bit, I'm sure, to get into the game.
And Nate Atchison showing off that handle on that last possession too.
So now, with the regular starters on the floor, each player that had been doing other things can now get back into their roles. You know, and it's going to pay off here as that ball's turned over near the front court, into the front court, and a push and another turnover. So each team now scores a turnover in this quarter, the first for each, and the Jackets pay off. Number 22, Mallory Hawk, for 2 points. The first 2 points of the second quarter for the Jackets, as the Falcons move in a nice Euro. Again, Reagan Carey, she's got that Euro step down.
Yeah, she's got it down to a T. Most people still getting that foul call. They can't get it off right, but she's making it look easy.
Yeah, she practices that in her sleep. Reminds me of myself.
Hey, man, I got to see it.
It's only in my mind. It's only in my mind. Front court action here as the Choctaw Jackets are moving the ball around the wing, out in the perimeter, looking to penetrate the defense, this man-to-man defense. Atchison contests the shot. Caitlin Davis knocks down the shot and pushes the lead back to 22-17. Ball tipped away by the Jackets. Substitution into the game, number 4, Hunt. And Carey will take a seat, leaving the game with 8 points. She's the high scorer for the Lady Falcons at this point. Atchison to the wing. Shot by Imani Atchison is blocked. And the Jackets turn the ball back over to the Falcons. And Imani looks to wheel and deal, and the ball goes off the leg of Hunt. And that'll be another turnover for the Lady Falcons.
Yep, turnovers for both sides. I mean, one plaguing one team the other, but still prevalent on both.
Coach Albert calls for the diamond defense. And another version of the man-to-man pressure as Brandy Harrod is out. And back cuts there, and as that was an easy back cut play, that foul's going to go on Ane Atchison, her first personal foul. First team foul of the second half. Here 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining before halftime at the John Nobles Invitational Tournament here on the campus of Moore High School at the Douglas H. Frederick Fieldhouse. And the first free throw by number 13, Aaliyah Duval, is no good. She awaits the second. Substitution into the game for the Lady Jackets as number 1, Crayer, leaves the game. The second free throw now up, and it is good by Duval. Scored now 23-17 in favor of the Jackets as the Falcons push immediately into the front court. And Hunt's on a stop and pop, gets her on rebound, goes back up short again. Brandy's there to battle for it, and a rebound controlled by the Lady Jackets, number 20 for the Jackets, and they're off and running into the front court. Again, man-to-man pressure by the Lady Falcons, and that tenacious pressure has paid off for the Jackets, who have had some backdoor cuts, and a foul on the play called by Blaine Owens, number 1 Atchison.
2 quick fouls for Anae.
Yeah, her second personal foul and second team foul. And Carey comes back into the game for the Falcons as Imani Atchison exits the game to get a breather. If there's one thing about Imani, or Anae, she is prone to foul trouble as she takes some chances and gambles, and it pays dividends on sometimes, and other times it pays on the foul. The ball is tipped away, and possession will be retained by the Jackets here with 3 minutes and 37 seconds remaining before halftime. Tonight, Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson with you. Langston Shirley, our producer, engineer, making us look and sound good. Probably more sound than look here tonight as we are bebopping along. Ball turned over by the Jackets, goes to the Falcons. Number 1, Anae Atchison brings the ball up, looks to the corner, and to Hunt Hill. Ooh,
nasty handle.
Oh man, a crossover that draws nothing but the floor, and the bunny did not go for her, but did she cross her up? Man,
it's that Riley Freeman there, dude.
Yes, sir. And foul on Brandy Harrod here, as she's got a little riding time there. Her first personal foul, third team foul of the half, of this quarter, I should say. And the significance of that is we have the rule change. 5 fouls will shoot 2 free throws here in high school basketball in the state of Oklahoma. Backdoor cut, boom, inbound, a turn and a mix-up. Duvall knocks down the 2. 25-17 is the score. The Falcons trail by 8. And on a nice open look there that did not go, and Hunt goes and follows it up on a shot that draws nothing, and she's pressured in the backcourt, and the Jackets are running again into the front court. Ball tipped away and turned over. Falcons into the front court now. Brandy Harrod, as the ball is tipped and touched as they step on the line, and the Falcons will retain possession. Substitutions in the game for the Jackets. Number 5, Bree Curry. Number 15, Pruitt. Alana Pruitt. Hunt for the short corner, knocks down the 2 on a good, well-executed play by the Lady Falcons, who now trail 25-19. Pressured up top by the Falcons, and the ball is forced in and tipped back up and in. Caitlin Davis for 2. If stick with it and stick to it was a person, she just did all of that.
Just finding an open player right there sitting on the baseline.
And again, Carey for the reverse layup doesn't go. And the Jackets retain the possession and rip the ball into the diagonal to the front court. And just like that, 2 more points on the board for the Jackets.
Choctaw's really cashing in transition, dude.
Absolutely, man. They're making the most of it. Diagonal passes, one looks, boom, as we're going into the goal here. And the Falcons, number 2, Hill, is fouled on the play. Called on number 5, Bree Curry, her first personal foul. Second personal foul of the quarter, as Rihanna Hill will go to the line to shoot 2. The first free throws of the night for the Lady Falcons. First one is up and is good. Awaits the second. 2 bounces, goes through a move, and the second one is also good. So cashed in on that foul call. Falcons trail now 21-29 with 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining before the intermission. A zone look for the Lady Falcons for the first time tonight, as it's a 3-2 zone, as the Jackets look to reverse and move the ball to move the zone. Inside move and outside moves, as the Falcons zone pressure is now stifling the outside shooting. Nearly a turnover there as Hunt cashes in. There's backdoor action, and the zone look for the Falcons pays off as Carey brings the ball into the front court for the Falcons. Looks to the ball to Brandy Harrod, who touches it and controls behind the back. Looks and passes to the wing for Atchison for a three-point shot that does not fall. And the rebound is to the Jackets. Backcourt pressure by the Falcons. 50 seconds remaining before the intermission, and she walked and then didn't call it.
Hey, it's the ref in you, man. You can't get it out.
I know, man. The shot contested by Harrod and controlled by Carey as the Falcons now look to push into the front court. Token pressure by the Jackets as they in a man-to-man defense also. Far wing, Brandy Harrod has the ball. Looks over the defense as they start to sag here. As I believe Coach Albert has called for one shot. We're at 20 seconds remaining before intermission here. Brandy's content to hold the ball out, run the clock down. As everyone is settled in, Coach Maloney is giving instructions, and there's a three-point shot by Hill, and it is blocked. And the run out for the Jackets, and they score. Number 3, Caitlin Davis knocks down the 2, and that takes us to halftime, where the Lady Falcons trail the Choctaw Lady Jackets 31-21 here on this opening night. You're listening to Millwood Basketball, sponsored by SSM Health, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be back after a break for halftime that's sponsored by the Millwood Enrichment Foundation. Once again, you're listening to Millwood Basketball here on PPBC TV. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson. We'd like to thank you for tuning in with us as Easy Mo Prince and Coach are out tonight, and we've got the duties of bringing you the sights and sounds that are the John Nobles tournament. We'll be back after a break. And welcome back to the John Nobles Invitational Tournament here at halftime, where the Lady Falcons trail the Lady Yellow Jackets 21-31. Halftime is sponsored by the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, and they're raising $25,000 to help take care of their teachers and scholarships for the Millwood students. Make it a positive difference in investing in our jewel institution, Millwood Public Schools. You can make a contribution at Cash App Millwood Enrich OKC. That's Cash App $, Millwood Enrich OKC. And as we like to talk about the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, it's not for athletics. It is for students. It is for teachers. It is to help kids get the things that they need to be successful in the classroom. Athletics is going to take care of itself. The Millwood Foundation is looking to take care of their students and teachers, and you can help in that endeavor. So, Damon, we've seen the first half of play, and notably, there are some things that jump out at us as we recap the stats, and most notably the Falcons were guilty of 13 turnovers in the first half, where the Jackets only committed 7 turnovers, as that jumped out at me immediately. And one other stat that jumped out at me is that Brandy Harrod has not scored, and she is the engine that makes this whole thing go. Scoring leaders for the first half for the Falcons, Brianna Hill leads all scores for the Falcons at 9 points, followed by Reagan Carey, who had a nice first half with 8 points. 2 points for Raquel Hunt, 2 points from Dixon, and that rounds out the scoring for the Lady Falcons. Leading scorer for the Jackets, Caitlin Davis, comes in with 10 points, followed by 7 points from Pruitt, 4 points from Hawk, 2 points from Atkins, and 3 points from Creer. And so those are the ones who've been leading the way for the Lady Yellow Jackets. And so we talked about keys to the game: stop the skid, build for the future, limit the turnovers, and then finish. And so we had to grade those out, as Easy Mo P normally does with me, is that we have not stopped the skid. We are building towards the future, and we have not limited the turnovers, and so that continues to be a problem for this young Lady Falcon basketball team. Cherish the rock, and then get those players, those key players involved in the game. Coming out for the start the second half of play for the Falcons: number 4 Hunt, number 24 Carey, number 2 Hill, number 3 Harrod, and number 5 Imani Atchison are the 5 starters for the second half for Coach David Albert and the Lady Falcons, who trail by 10 here on this opening night of this round robin play, on a backdoor play that went for 2 points, as Creer was all alone. There was no one guarding the back door.
It was man-to-man, and Brandy Harrod was calling for a switch, but it was just a little too late.
Got caught in the middle of a switch, the Wowoka switch, as some would say, and the long 3 by Hunt, no good, misses everything, as Brandy brought the ball up, as we're looking to get her going and getting her involved in the game. Again, man-to-man pressure by the Lady Falcons. Ball in the corner to another wide open Creer. The shot no good, rebounded Hunt, who looks to run, pushing the ball up the court left-handedly. Brandy Harrod goes in and knocks down the bucket, so that's a good sign to get her into the scoring column for the Lady Falcons, who now trail 23-33.
And you mentioned it. I mean, she's got to get involved. She's the engine that makes this go. I mean, she can help this team in many ways, but she must score. Absolutely.
It starts with scoring. We know what she can do defensively, and that's a great tool, as backdoor cuts again, and number 5, Imani Atchison, finds herself with her first personal foul, first team foul of the second half, at the line shooting 2 for the Jackets, Marley Hawk. First free throw's no good, and some would say right now BDL. I don't subscribe to that theory. Second free throw as she goes through her paces up and finds the bottom of the net. So it's not that she can't shoot them, just the rhythm was a little off here. As the Jackets now go into a man-to-man type defense, shell look, as the Falcons are looking to get things set here, calling the play, going to a double horns, as Imani Atchison's pass, or the pass lost by Atchison, another turnover for the Falcons. which leads to a three-point shot. Rebound, Harrod, who looks to run. There's a wide open carry, and the ball is thrown too far. She brings it back in. Hunt finds
Trying to get that ball back inside.
Yeah. Harrod was cutting to the goal, and the ball goes off of her hand. Another turnover for the Lady Trojans. They're talking about me. The Lady Falcons.
Hey, that's all I heard, dude. That's all I heard.
Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, in the absence of the coach, and Easy Mo P here on a Thursday night, for the John Nobles tournament. As the outside move, inside move, rebound by Harrod, who pushes the ball up the court to Carey across to Amani, and Amani back to Amani, and the ball tipped away by the Yellow Jackets, and possession will be retained by the Falcons. Atchison in for Atchison, an A in for Imani, as she goes to the bench, and Falcons trigger the ball, looking to pack the ball into Brandy, as there's a double team and the ball is turned over. Hunt's pass knocked away, intended for Brandy Harrod.
And Choctaw continues to shoot these threes.
And they will continue to shoot those threes. Inside outside move, shot up no good, another rebound.
The rim's just not on their side.
And ball tipped away, and the Jackets will retain possession after 4 shots that did not fall. And so the Falcons need to box out and put their hands up. Good things come to those who box out. Inbound play to the Jackets. Look to get the ball to the corner. Good defense by the Falcons, and they're still in a man-to-man defense. Hill out pressuring out top to Duval. Pass nearly taken away. And number 1 for the Jackets, shot no good. Brady Harrod off and running. One person to beat. Crosses over. Goes up. Shot no good.
She was looking for a foul there, but didn't get that one.
She was looking for the bailout. And shot by number 13 for Jackets, Duval. Her 2 points good. 36-23 is the score. And another turnover by the Lady Falcons. Substitutions into the game for the Jackets, number 5, Curry, and number 15, Pruitt. Jackets bringing the ball into the front court. Man-to-man defense again, still being deployed by the Falcons. And it pays dividends as there's a turnover, the first turnover of the second half by the Jackets. Ball pushed into Harrod, who gets to the rim, and there's the whistle she was looking for, as Pruitt is guilty of the foul. Her first personal foul, first team foul. Brandy Harrod will go to the line to shoot 2. Her first 2 free throws of tonight. And only the 3rd and 4th free throws for the Falcons. Brandy's first free throw is no good. Short and to the left, or to the right, I should say, as she shoots left-handed. Awaits the second free throw. It's up, and it is good. So 1 of 2 for Brandy Harrod. Takes the score to 36-24, a 12-point deficit by the Falcons, who trailed by 10 at halftime. And the Jackets have been 2 points better than that, as the foul is called on the inside. And I believe that foul is going to be on number 4, Hunt, her 3rd personal foul, 2nd team foul of the half, of the quarter, I should say. And number 3 at the free throw line, Davis, shoots 2, the first no good.
I mean, they maintain the lead, but they've had a tough time getting those shots to go in the second half so far.
And so the outside game is not working very well, but they're looking to pack the ball in, and that's paying dividends. And so now the defense will have to sink, which will open up those outside shots. Second free throw up and no good. Rebound to Brandy Harrod, and she's off and running, looking to get all the way to the rim. Passes out to a wide open Hill, takes a 3-point shot, and that's no good. Rebound to the Jackets. So the 3-point shot not falling for either team right now, as the Jackets look to pack it in. And nice pressure by Hill, who takes the ball away on a turnover, goes towards the rim, puts it up and in, goes coast to coast. She played eyeball right there. I steal it, I dribble it, I shoot it, I score. And that's 26 to 36, a 10-point deficit, just like we were at halftime now with 3:23 remaining in the third quarter of play.
I mean, Millwood doing a better job defensively. Yes, we have 2 fouls already in this quarter, but not giving Choctaw those chances.
And it's always a good sign if you get past the halfway mark and you're not halfway to the bonus. We're good. We got an opportunity here. We can keep playing defense as the Jackets look to back the ball in and get the shot in the paint. No good. Rebound Harrod, who's pressured by 3 Jackets in and around her. Hill brings the ball back out to the top with a left-handed dribble. Back crosses over to her right hand, and she's still out top looking over to Atchison, who looks to move the ball as a whistle blown for something. 30-second timeout taken on the floor as Coach David Albert takes a timeout. This timeout sponsored by A+ Lawn Services. Contact Milo Wilson to get your lawn looking green, full, and healthy. Call the professionals at A+ Lawn Service at 535-5139. So adjustments at halftime, we see that Brady Harrod has gotten more active, more involved in the pace of the game, even bringing the ball down as the point guard, or point forward or point wing, or however you want to say that. And she's your best player, and we know that. There's no doubt about that, no question about that. And so instead of trying to get the ball to her, have her facilitate where the ball goes, even if it has to stay in her hand. They'll have to play good defense there. And if there's a double that comes, she can look and find the open person there. As we come out of the timeout, Falcons look to inbound the ball, and they dump it into Brandy, who goes in, and there's another foul call.
Going in strong. I mean, she wants to get aggressive and get it going from the charity stripe.
Absolutely. Good things come to those who pack the ball in. Addison Cryer, her first personal second team foul. Brandy goes back to the line, and she'll shoot a pair. The first free throw is up, and it is good. And so good things happen when you see something go in. You see a ball go in, no matter what it is. You see it go to the rim. That brings your confidence way up. And so Brandy's now, for a second free throw, it goes in. And so that's like that, 2 points, no clock, not running. And it's 29 to 36 by my calculations. However, the scoreboard has something different. We'll get that correction on a shot here by the Jackets and a rebound and a foul on a swatting foul, as Rihanna Hill is going to be guilty of that foul, her first personal, and that will send the Jackets to the line. Alora Pruitt at the line shoots 2. First free throw is good. I think we need to check that scoreboard, as I've got a different score than they have. Second shot no good, rebounded by the Jackets, and that shot's up and no good, and the rebound now to the Falcons, and there's some pushing and everything else, and there's no call on the play, and the ball was last touched by the Falcons. It will be Jacket basketball.
And Carey was fighting for that rebound there, just a little too close to the baseline, couldn't collect herself in time.
Yeah, she got pushed.
It's a better way to say it.
Yeah, she got pushed. Ball blocked by Atchison, and correct that, Harrod, as both Atchison and Harrod run after it, and it's controlled by the Jackets, and the ball keeps bounding their way, and it goes in on a putback. Caitlin Davis for the 2 points. 38 is what I have on the scoreboard, and to 29. I think they've got it mixed up there by my calculations. This is a 60-second timeout sponsored by A+ Lawn Services. We'll take it with them. Be back on the other side with more information. You're listening to Millwood Athletics, sponsored by SSM Health, Loves Travel Stops, and Country Stores.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
And welcome back to the John Knowles Invitational Tournament here tonight, where the Lady Falcons are facing the Lady Yellow Jacks at Choctaw and trailed by the score on the scoreboard 39-28. I've got it 38-29, and we'll see who's right at the end of the night. Falcons on offense. Atchison walks the ball to the left side to carry back to Atchison, and she looks to push it into the inside. Ball nearly taken away, controlled by Brandy Harrod at the top of the key. Wheels and deals, looks behind the back, moves as the defense goes with her, and she looks for a cutting heel into the paint. Boom, over Pruitt, and the ball freezes on the rim. Rebound, Yellow Jackets. So a good-looking play, looking to pack it in out of the timeout, and just not able to get the ball to fall there as he did everything but go in. Pruitt on the curl, and she goes around, and there's a foul call. And I believe that foul's going to be on number 2, Hill. And it is her second personal, 4th team foul of this quarter. Pruitt at the line shoots 2. Her 3rd and 4th trip. Her 3rd shot is up and good. Awaits the 2nd. Substitutions prepared to come into the game for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd shot is good. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of play, where the Falcons now trail 41-28. Brandy Harrod with the ball out top, looks to go to her right. Defense comes over and helps. Passes the ball out to Carey. Carey goes behind the back and loses the ball. Turnover, Falcons. Ball pushed into the front court, tipped last by Hill of the Falcons, as the Yellow Jackets will retain possession. 56 seconds remaining in this quarter, 3rd quarter of action on the opening night of the John Nobles Invitational here on the campus of Moore High School on Frederick H. Douglass Sports Complex and Court. Ball handled by the Jackets into number 1, Creer, for 2. And a kickball violation against the Yellow Jackets. It'll be Falcon basketball under their own goal. Coach Ryan Maloney for the Yellow Jackets is yelling encouragement to his defense. Ball inbounded to Harrod, out to Atchison, who looks to split and goes in, and she is called for a travel.
Call for travel here, but I mean, those turnovers have just been the story of the game for the Falcons. I mean, that's the difference right here in this game.
You've got to value the orange. Value the orange. You cannot not convert and then give the ball away to the other team and have a chance, especially a team of this caliber.
Right.
Full court pressure again deployed by the Falcons. The Jackets break it pretty easily, and there's a turnover by the Yellow Jackets and a foul call on number 15, Pruitt. Her 2nd personal foul, 3rd team foul of this quarter. Inbound again. Brandy Harrod brings the ball up left-handed. Switches to her right hand, crosses over, splits, jumps in, goes in, boom. Too strong off the back window, and rebound to the Falcons. Hill has it out to Carey. Carey on the wing, looks for Euro and goes in, and she gets called for the foul call, and she will go to the free throw line. Foul number 1, Anderson Cryer, her 2nd personal, 4th team foul. 1.2 seconds remaining in this quarter as Reagan Carey goes to the free throw line for her first attempts of the night. First shot is up, and it is no good.
Man, that Euro is money. I mean, she scored 2 times in the first half down here on this goal with that Euro, but that time it gets her to the free throw line, so it can't do any wrong.
She's got that down to a science. 2nd free throw is up, and it's good.
Rihanna Hill tipping one of those balls, staying in the passing lanes as the 3rd quarter ends. Millwood is down 29-43 on Choctaw. Excuse me, dude.
You're good. You're good. And so you're listening to Millwood basketball here exclusively on PPBC TV, sponsored by SSM Health and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side, recap the quarter, and get ready for the final quarter of tonight's contest.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
And we're back here at the John Nobles Invitational Tournament. This quarter recap brought to you by First Security Bank. Let the loan professionals at First Security make your dreams of becoming a homeowner or business owner come true. Contact them today at 424-4341. Jamin, recap the quarter for us.
Well, Choctaw is just separation. I mean, Millwood couldn't stop the bleed with the turnovers. That continued. Choctaw continued to cash in and transition. Got a few free throw opportunities. They cashed in on those as well.
A 14-point deficit for the Falcons, who have the ball in the front court now, as Brandy Harrod is slow to get started. Showed some flashes going to the off board. This time takes a three and knocks it down. A much-needed three for the Falcons, as their last 5 points have come from the charity stripe.
Our first three-point attempt of the game.
Yes. Falcons on defense, still deploying a man-to-man type defense here against these Jackets, who are looking to back cut as Pruitt goes up, and Brandy's there to clean up the rebound and takes off running, pushes the ball into the front court, stops and pops a 15-footer, no good. Carey there for the rebound, taken away by number 13, Duval, as the Jackets come into the front court. 7 minutes remaining in regulation here on this Thursday night, opening night, round-robin style basketball on the ladies' side of the bracket, as the Falcons will face the Owasso Rams on tomorrow at 1 o'clock, as the Jackets are still battling on the boards. Number 15 to Pruitt for two. And into the front court, Brandy Harrod. Out to Carey, back to Harrod. Hill's shot no good, deflected, as the Falcons will retain possession.
Got a substitution also. Number 20 coming in for the Millwood Falcons, Mylan Dixon.
Dixon gave some energy in the first quarter of play, as we watched her on Tuesday. She's quicker than greased lightning, and just a sophomore playing for Coach Albert, who's looking to maximize all she can from this young ball club. Only two seniors, Hill and Nate Atchison, on the roster, as Hill goes in and shows her senior leadership on the nice reverse.
Yep, shining on the offensive end, great spin and floater. Nice move.
Ball nearly taken away by the Falcons in the full court pressure. Jackets break it and take the ball out and reset to the offense. Ball to the wing, and the floater, number 10, Navarro. That's a nice shot. Two more.
Harrod tries to get it to Carey down court on the baseline. She was running to the basket and just tripped. That court monster got her.
Another turnover for the Falcons. By my calculations, that's turnover number 21 in tonight's game, and we're 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in regulation here. Kick ball, as the Falcons are playing man-to-man defense. Jackets in the front court. Man-to-man pressure here. Hunt all over the ball handler. Harrod as the backdoor cut goes, and there's a foul on the play. And I believe that's going to be on number 24, Carey. No, number 4. Hunt, her 4th personal. First team foul of the quarter. The line for the Jackets, number 3, Davis, knocks down the first of 2 free throws. Second shot's up and good as well. Pushes the lead to 49-34 on the scoreboard. I've got it 48-35 in my book. Not the official book, I might add.
Hey, it's official to us.
Official like a ref with a whistle. Traveling violation against the Falcons. Ball goes back over to the Lady Jackets. So, partner, we'll pick a player of the game going down the line here for the Lady Falcons. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. The defense pays dividends for the Falcons in as forces an air ball for the Lady Jackets. Substitution into the game, number 1, Anae Atchison. Dixon out for the for the Falcons. I don't know why I keep saying Trojans. I am not a Falcon or a Trojan. I'm a Viking.
You got to stand on business.
Standing on business, man. Standing on business. Watched the previous game when the Falcons and the Trojans played each other. Was a classic, instant classic there on the boys' side as the Douglas Trojans were victorious by 1 point on a hard-fought night.
Came down to the very end.
Down to the very end. Anae Atchison brings the ball into the front court, still with it in her hands, looks for help, crosses over to Carey. Carey goes up, hits the bottom of the rim, and the ball goes back to the Lady Jackets into the front court. 3 minutes, 47 seconds remaining as the Jackets still looking to push and stop and pop. No good. And Atchison's off and running, and there's a foul call on the floor. Number 13, Duval, her first personal. First team foul. Into the game for the Lady Falcons, number 5, Amani Atchison, replacing number 24, Carey. Timeout on the floor taken by Coach Albert. 3 minutes and 28 seconds remaining to play before in regulation as the Falcons trail 49-34. You're listening to Millwood Basketball, sponsored by SSM Health, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be back on the other side of the break.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Welcome back to the John Nobles Invitational Tournament here on the campus of Moore High School. Douglas H. Frederick Sports Complex. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, DD, and JD with you here, along with Langston, our producer extraordinaire, bringing the sights and sounds of what is the opening round of the John Nobles Invitational. Falcons had a deficit here of 15 points, trailing 49-34. Shot by Brandy Harrod, rebound, Amani Atchison with the follow-up on the assist by Harrod, cuts into this lead.
Full court pressing.
Pressure, that's the key. Pressure bust pipe, make water run up hills, I've been told. Ball settles into the front court, still pressured all over the place. Looking to break the ball in, and they back it in, and no good. Hunt, the smallest person on the floor, played the biggest defense right there. Brings the ball up to Brandy Harrod, who looks to get going downhill, moves and jump steps, boom, and a turnover.
Yep, she tried to get that quick dish down to Imani Atchison, but I mean, Choctaw Yellow Jackets coming back down with the court again.
Yeah, it's a fundamentally sound team. Coach Maloney does a great job with these girls, and historically, they are always a good team.
Right, on point, doing the little things right. You see why they're undefeated.
Yeah, a fundamentally sound team tonight who just came in and right now to this point have just had more conversions than the Lady Falcons were able to have here on a night that features 23 turnovers. Foul called on the drive to the goal on number 5, Atchison, Imani Atchison, her second personal foul. At the line for the Yellow Jackets, number 22, Hawk, shoots the first free throw, and it is good. Awaits the second. And it too is good. Ball pushed into the front court. Anae Atchison, and she turns the ball over. And it's back to the Jackets. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's contest. SSM Health, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores, Sunbeam Family Services, Millwood and Richmond Down Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Threes Hair Cafe and Cosmetology School. As a foul is called on the play on number 2, Hill, her third personal, and second team foul, third team foul of this half. Inbounds again to the Jackets. Again, thanking our sponsors, David Threes Hair Cafe Cosmetology School. On a shot there going up, no good. And there's another foul on the play. And this foul is going to go against, as Kerry Sanders, our official, says, it's number 5, Imani Atchison, her third personal foul. That's the 4th team foul. Wing Supreme, Marissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love's Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing Broadcasting Company. Thank them for their sponsorship of Millwood Basketball. Bringing you the sights and sounds here tonight were Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, and Langston. And you, me, and everybody else, we thank you for joining us as the second free throw goes up, and it is good. Falcons in the front court. Up and under, Brandy Harrod takes the ball to the rim. And we certainly need to see more of that tonight from her to give these Falcons a chance, as pressure still being deployed by the Falcons. And off and running come the Jackets. 13 goes up with it. Duval, and the two-point shot layup falls for her. And there's another turnover by the Lady Falcons. And the ball will go over to the Jackets with 49.6 seconds remaining. Don't forget to stick around for our post game, sponsored by SSM Health Hospitals. And we'll name the Big O's Pork and Dreams Player of the Game and Super Prep Player of the Game as the Falcons steal the ball. And Brandy Harrod goes in, and she gets fouled and will go to the free throw line. Addison Pryor, her third personal foul. Brandy Harrod at the line shoots 2. Stick around, we'll name a player of the game, and can't wait to see who that player is going to be, as the first free throw from Brandy is no good. So a tough night for the Lady Falcons, who find themselves at a major deficit here with 42 seconds remaining, as the second free throw, 2 is no good. Rebound by Anae Atchison, who knows what to do with it, and she's able to put the ball back through the rim for 2 points as the Falcons continue to pressure the ball in the backcourt. 30 seconds remaining. And into the front court now, the Jackets are content to score or attempt to score. And there's a block shot by Hill.
I mean, who doesn't look content is this Millwood Falcon defense. I mean, even though it's big deficit, 14-point game now, but they're not letting up off the gas pedal.
They are still playing basketball. And as a coach, that's all you can hope for. Addison Pryor for 2 more points for the Jackets with 7.6. Anae Atchison crosses over, goes to the rim, shoots, and scores. And that's going to do it as the final buzzer has sounded. And that's the contest where the Lady Falcons fall to the highly ranked Lady Jackets of Choctaw, 56-42 in this first round, opening round of this round-robin play of the John Nobles Invitational Tournament. Reminding that the ladies will play again tomorrow at 1 p.m. They will face the Owasso Rams, and the men will face the Moore Lions at 5:30 p.m., the host team. We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side, and give you the post game here again, sponsored by sponsored by Big O's Pork and Dreams and Super Prep. We'll be back after a quick break.
Oklahoma City, we're live right now during the Millwood Falcons broadcast, and today we have Mr. Milo Wilson. Mr. Wilson, how are you doing?
I'm great, and yourself, sir?
Give us that great title of yours representing Millwood in what capacity?
I am the Millwood Enrichment Foundation president, also the Millwood Oklahoma City School Board vice president.
Wonderful. Well, right now I know you represent the Enrichment Foundation, raising money. The goal is $25,000. Tell me, what is that $25,000 going to go towards?
I'm going to make you a promise. Each dollar that we raise will go towards our scholarships, towards our students, as well as our teacher needs.
Well, if they would like to make a donation of any kind, where should they go right now?
Right now, Cash App Millwood Enrich OKC. That is Millwood Enrich OKC, MILLWOOD ENRICH OKC.
Wonderful, and we look forward to seeing everyone reach that $25,000 goal, and you have a great day.
Thank you, thank you.
And welcome back to the post game here. Tonight's contest sponsored by SSM Health. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, a player needs the services of a sports medicine specialist, and those specialists at SSM Health Hospital have a great team to get a player back into the game from injury. So, Jamie, we got the task of wrapping things up tonight here on a night where the Falcons fall and fall mightily, 56-42. And what jumped out at me most notably was the number of turnovers. The Falcons are guilty of 25 turnovers in tonight's contest, and the Jackets only had 10. And so of those, if you score 2 points on that, that's a lot. That's 15.
That does it.
I mean, that's the math. That's the difference in the game, is the turnovers, if you look at it from that standpoint. There were some bright spots. The defense played well. They played to the end, and they just came up a little short. And so when I talked to Coach Albert on last season, she said, we're not losing, we're learning. And so we'll see what the quick turnaround has for the Lady Falcons on tomorrow, as they'll be back here at 1 p.m. to play the Owasso Lady Rams. And so we'll see if those lessons take effect expeditiously or if it's just another lesson. So we've got the task of naming the Big O Pork and Dreams and Super Prep Player of the Game, and that's who it's brought to you by. Big O's has 2 locations to serve you, one in Edmond and one in Midwest City. Stop by Big O's Pork and Dreams for lunch or dinner, and Big O will make your dreams come true. So, Jamin, who do we have?
We got Rihanna Hill. I mean, one of the senior players on this team. We knew she was going to have to be impactful, especially with Brandy Harrod not playing in the last game and coming in late in that first quarter, kind of getting her groove going. But she did great on both sides, offensively, defensively.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. She came in 13 points, the leading scorer for the Falcons tonight. Rihanna Hill is our Big O Pork and Dreams Super Prep Player of the Game. tonight on the night where the Falcons fall short. However, the quick turnaround, less than 24 hours, less than 24 hours, and we'll be back out here again. Don't forget the men play tomorrow at 5:30, and we'll have that game for you, 1 o'clock and 5:30 here on PPBC TV. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, we'll be back with you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on the stream. Good night, everybody.